C.J. Baxter probing the middle of that line as he's tackled by Saili.
Well, that's a big play, too, for Texas. Just trying to keep third downs manageable. You have to find ways to have success on first and second, whether it's running the ball or whether it's short throws. Third and long has been the problem for Texas this year.
Manning, play action. That's off the mark beyond Mosley.
So now in this third down, can Arkansas's defense get pressure on Arch Manning? The pocket has been way too clean for him early in this game. There's a big substitution now. Quincy Rhodes, the best defensive player for Arkansas, number 97, has entered the game. Xavier Sorry is going to be rushing as well. Can someone win one-on-one and affect Arch Manning here?
There's Sorry. You saw Rhodes. Rhodes has 8 sacks on the year. Third down and 6. Can they get after Arch? And it should have been complete to Mosley, but it goes incomplete. They were charging in on Arch Manning, but Mosley should have secured that.
Well, it's a really good job by Julian Neal, the Fresno State transfer at corner right there, 23, breaking on this ball and forcing the incompletion. This secondary, Joe, has had issues all season long. Julian Neal, though, has been the most consistent. He's been their biggest playmaker on the back end, and he comes up with a huge one now, finally forcing a punt. Is this our first punt of the game?
That's our first 3 and out, our first punt of the game.
What is a punt?
So say hello to Jack Bouwmeester, the big Australian. Cam Shanks is a good return man, but he doesn't get an opportunity at comes your way Tuesday, 7 o'clock on ESPN. They will project the 12-team field. They will reveal the new rankings. Of course, Texas took a tumble after the loss to Georgia. They sit here now at number 17.
And as we watch this game unfold now, Arkansas with the ball back after forcing the 3 and out. And what do we say in the open? They can win this game if they don't give it away. No turnovers. They've been good with penalties so far. Offensively, they're in this thing.
And their defense just delivered the first 3 and out of the game. Green, as he looks to check down to Mike Washington, who just curls up at the line of scrimmage as Simmons was applying pressure.
Well, I think Texas now is trying to find some creative ways to get after him, and Colin Simmons that time came on a big stunt, started from the left, looped all the way around to the inside. They're not just going to rush upfield with speed, but you got to try and confuse this offensive line from Arkansas. They are big and they are physical, and it's hard to get off of them if they get their hands on you.
So Alex January, Marad Watson in the middle, 2 big 300-pounders for that Texas defensive line, showing a 3-man front here on 2nd and 9. As Green keeps it and makes his way out to the 44-yard line. It'll be 3rd down from there.
That's
Michael Tapp with the tackle.
Great individual effort that time by Michael Tapp, because Arkansas is going back to the zone read, and Tapp's the one that's going to have to come replace the end when he crashes down on this inside handoff. And Tapp's got to beat the big right tackle and Marion Harris, and he's able to do that. Now setting up 3rd down for Texas's defense.
Green on 3rd and 5. And the quick out was thrown high, intended for Sharp. And now all of a sudden, both of these defenses rise up after we had nothing but offense.
Well, it's a nice route that time by Raylan Sharp. There's a bit of a window. The problem is he doesn't have a huge catch radius at just 5'9", and if the ball isn't out in front of him accurately, it's going to make it very, very difficult. He's very quick and he's very dynamic after the catch. But that throw just a little bit off by Taylor Green.
Ryan Niblett is the punt returner for Texas. Devin Bale's going to try to play keep away as Niblett is dangerous. Had a 79-yard punt return for a touchdown at Mississippi State that tied the game late in the 4th quarter. Flag is down at the line of scrimmage on what was 4th and 5. Kyle Olson is our referee. And there was some movement with Arkansas's punt unit.
It might have been an illegal formation.
Illegal formation. Kicking team. 5 or more players in the backfield. That 5-yard penalty being enforced from the previous spot. Remains 4th down.
Can't do that. Not enough guys on the line.
Well, we go back and take a recap of the scoring. It's been offensive, just up and down the field. This is the opening drive. DeAndre Moore takes it in on the post. How about this trick play on a jet sweep reverse pass back to the quarterback inside the 5-yard line? Mike Washington just absolutely trucks Michael Taft on his way into the end zone for Arkansas. Then Arch answers back, a bit of a coverage bust on the back end, finds Parker Livingston on the deep shot, and then it was Taylon Green on 3rd down on a zone read keeper. And really, it's been just back and forth, but the defense is now doing a much better job.
Oh, man, that was close. As this bounces inside the 5, and DeAndre Moore is going to field it and take it out from there.
First off, I have no idea how that was not blocked,
honestly,
by Texas. And secondly, why is DeAndre Moore taking this thing out? The rush
Yeah, he should have took a knee. Could have brought it out to 20.
He's able to get it off, and at this point, you know, I think if you're Texas, you're just like, just let that thing run into the end zone, let it go out for a touchback, and DeAndre Moore decides to try to get some extra real estate back, but a bad decision on special teams sets up Texas now in terrible field position.
See him next to one of the best special teams coordinators in the country, Jeff Banks. You almost had to look as if DeAndre Moore may have thought it touched him for a moment there, and then he fields it. So now here's Arch from their own 8-yard line. Oh, that's batted back into the end zone, and smart to just knock it down. It was Danny Saili who was right in the face of Arch Manning.
Well, Saili knocks this thing down, and it's probably a good thing for Texas, because I think Julian Neal at corner might have jumped this slant and maybe turned this thing into a defensive score. Saili, the transfer from BYU, 315 pounds. He's lost 50 pounds, had a bit of a body transformation, and a good heads-up play that time by Arch Manning just to knock that thing away.
Yeah, you don't know that Quincy Rhodes or Saili himself weren't going to come down with that ball.
I think Arkansas is going to get this game.
Goal line. He's going to go for it.
Oh, incomplete.
Looking for Livingston, who had the 50.
Did not make a connection.
Walker had coverage.
And that's a catch Parker Livingston absolutely
Who this is?
to be able to make. At 6'4", he's going to get a shot with his hands on this first. He runs right by Kenai Walker. Got to catch it right there. He wasn't able to secure it, and that allowed Kenai Walker to help lodge this thing loose. You got to catch it the first time, bring it into your body.
I don't know who that is.
And a big missed opportunity.
Jesse, this is a big opportunity for
Let's
the
go.
Arkansas defense right now.
What is it, 3rd and 10? Yeah, they can get good field position if they force a punt.
3rd and 10.
They need to get a stop. Get a stop.
Into his own end zone, wants another
Nope.
shot, and it's incomplete.
Incomplete.
Looking for Wingo.
Arch is not throwing good balls.
Oh, there is a late flag.
Oh, great, a late flag. What do we got?
It's a flag down to 31.
Blocking the back?
It's going to be against Arkansas.
Great. It's going to give them 10 yards.
Pass interference.
Oh, it's 15.
Number 23. 15-yard penalty. Automatic 1st down.
Oh, look at there. Got saved. Rescued by the Zebras. Where's the PI at? Right there. Had a hold of him. You gotta let go of him. You can get one little push, but outside of that, you can't hold him.
That is a field penalty. The DPI.
Y'all had him where you wanted him.
Defense wraps up Wisner after a gain of 1.5 yards, maybe 2.
So what is this? 2nd and 9, 2nd and 8, 2 and 8.
They're big on the D line. They're big at linebacker too. We talked about positionally the size that Arkansas has. Stephen Dix, 6'1", 250, and his running mate right there, number 7, Bradley Shaw, 6'1", 240. There's a lot of beef in the middle of that Arkansas D.
2nd and 8.
Oh no, that ain't going nowhere. Get him. There you go.
And it's Townsend, the tight end.
I don't think he got anything on that. It's 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9.
Texas, who has a very bright future, and it'll be another 3rd and long for Arch and Long.
3rd and 8, yeah. Don't do another penalty. Get a stop. You can get good field position. I want Arkansas to win this because Texas still thinks they have a shot at the playoffs for some reason. Weird.
Find a way with movement, stunts, and blitzes to affect the QB.
3rd and 8.
Get him.
Back off, and yet still got a little pressure on Arch, who goes downfield
And he-
complete to Wingo. What a big play between Arch Manning
And he connected for a first down.
First down, Texas.
Well, a nice play by Arch Manning. He fights off the sack attempt by Justice Boone, number 0. He steps up. Pressure's coming here. Sori's going to spy him in the middle of the field. So Arch Manning doesn't have a lot of time. Once he steps up, he's now got to get rid of this thing now. And a really good job in his scramble drill, too, of Wingo breaking his route off, heading upfield and finding an open area of grass for Manning to throw to.
1st and 10.
Manning looking to keep that rhythm going.
Get him.
He's gonna
Check down.
to Wisner, and Wisner lowers
Y'all
the
need to
shoulder,
cover Wisner.
past midfield on first down. He picks up 8 yards.
And that's where I think Arch Manning has improved the most in the last 7 games, is finding the checkdowns
To
quickly.
the pass. Holding. Defense.
Holding on the defense. Come on, Arkansas.
From the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Y'all giving it to him.
Back Jordan Young.
On this play, you're going to see Arch Manning step up in the pocket, and just watch how quickly he's looking this way and scanning, and then it's right over here. Get to this fast, and just put the ball into the hands of a running back who's so good in the open field, who's going to be able to make somebody miss down the field, and there's the hold in the slot there by Jordan Young, number 4.
He's trying to contain DeAndre Moore with a 46-yard touchdown to start this game. Wisner on first down.
Y'all got to guard Wisner. I'm telling you.
Forward is Kenai Walker, who came in the run fit before Sori cleans it up.
Y'all got to do something with Wisner. You got to cover him.
Penetration. He beat Connor Robertson across his face and forced Wisner to have to bounce that thing outside. Texas, all of a sudden, after the penalty on this drive, starting to find a little bit of rhythm as they march this thing into Arkansas territory.
Coming up on the 2-minute timeout. Second and 6. Manning
Nope, get him.
somehow gets away from Sori. And a flag is down.
Yeah, there's some holding going on back there.
Out of bounds.
Probably holding on Texas. Yep,
I don't know if the referee thought Sori grabbed his face mask.
Holding.
offense. There you go.
10 yard.
That's usually what happens.
It's Brandon Baker, the right tackle, working against Justice Boone outside. Going to be right here.
Usually how that goes.
Manning wanted to go to the check down this time, but really good job by Arkansas covering the back out of the backfield there. Penalty now going to back.
2-minute warning. Timeout.
Facing a 2nd and 16 after the 2-minute timeout. Over 200 yards passing and a couple of touchdowns for Arch Manning. Has the touchdown reception as well. It's 21-20 Texas.
It's a close game. It is a close game.
Why did I become a lifestyle guard? To help people live their best day in the sun. And to deliver high noon when the Bev cart has 0 chance of finding you.
Who's your ball?
High noon, sun's up.
The new Pretzel Bacon Sonic Smasher. Hand-smashed Angus beef, crispy bacon and onions, buttery pretzel bun, and pub sauce. Together with the Sonic Smasher, they're a new dynasty of burgers. Try it for a limited time.
What if you were prepared for all those interview curveballs? Introducing Indeed Career Scout. Practice the interview before the interview.
When the Eagles won the Super Bowl, man, that was one of the greatest days of my life.
But that day was ruined by accusations that my birds only won to sell.
And get a great offer on a 2025 Accord, Pilot, or
Where's that other commercial coming from? They must be coming from this, yeah.
Best value brand.
That's where that's coming from.
Hurry into your local Honda dealer and experience the wonder of happy Honda days today while the clearance deals last.
Here we go.
Olive Garden. When you're here, you're family.
The first Ram fight song was a hit, so I'm back with a sequel. Bald Eagles, fireworks, F-16s, Ram loves college football and big wicked screens. Fight songs, footballs, blacked out rims, always bet on the team. With Hemi and Jen, with best in class, base diesel torque, we can hot tub at the tailgate and eat more pork.
Go ask for a sequel.
Very dead. Nothing stops college football. Nothing stops Ram.
Talked about how improved Arch Manning is in the back half of the season, even as a receiver, Jesse.
Yeah, dude, best Cooper Manning impression. His dad, he was an all-state receiver at Isidore Newman back in New Orleans, playing with his brother Peyton, and nice job by the 6'4" quarterback. Going up high and high pointing the football. Of course, that's his first receiving touchdown of his career, and there's proud dad looking on.
There is Cooper, but never forget it was Mont Ellen who was the all-district selection as a high jumper and a star in volleyball at Sacred Heart High School. Look at the time Arch has here.
Nope, drop the ball.
As Mosley couldn't hang on to
drop the ball.
Mosley's a receiver that I think is primed for a breakout game. This one just over the outstretched arms on that deep crossing route. Now sets up third in California. And interesting here, you know, if you're Arch Manning, you don't have to get it all back. If you can get about half of it back, you're sort of in that no man's land to potentially go for it again on fourth.
Showing pressure off the edge is Arkansas. And with a man in his face, Arch Manning
threw it away.
Incomplete as Justice Boone was crashing the inside of that traffic there.
Well, Justice Boone's a defensive end who in third down.
We got 4th and 16.
Inside, and
they're going to have to punt it.
Against big DJ Campbell. Just uses the bull rush, and he's able to affect Arch Manning. Finally, someone able to get home and disrupt the timing.
After we had all the scoring, all of a sudden our second punt in a row. Nose down, looking to pin. And it checks up inside the 10. That's exactly why you do the nose down rotation. Let's go to the studio to Kevin. What's up, my man?
That's Kevin, 1 halftime report minutes away. Booger McFarland, Kevin Nagani here. Texas A&M and Georgia roll. A historic first quarter by Notre Dame. Highlights of USC and Oregon. Right now, let's check in. Vandy still in that playoff hunt in the conversation, taking on Kentucky. Diego Pavia to Trey Richardson here, Boog.
He's having an outstanding game. 18 for 22, 280-plus yards, 2 touchdowns. Diego Pavia leading the Commodores.
Trey has 3 touchdowns. Perfect for the name. And right now, Vandy in complete control. Back to you, Tess.
Of course, Kevin, it was Vanderbilt November 1st when they were top 10 when Tex defeated them. Wingo had a 75-yard touchdown on the first play of that game. Kevin Green from inside his own 5. That is dropped by Sharp.
Man, these receivers for Arkansas have got to begin stepping up. In the passing game, it's been mostly Jaden Platt and Rohan Jones at tight end. But in a situation like this, 2-minute type deal with 2 timeouts, an opportunity to drive the ball, potentially score points, take the lead before going in at halftime. It's a big opportunity for this offense, but these receivers, you got to make the easy catches.
By the way, the worst starting field position for Arkansas. They're at their own 11-yard line. Let's see how they manage things with just over a minute and a half until halftime. Mike Washington, good to see him back. He was hurt early in the second quarter and then came back into the game. He's over 100 yards on the day. Simmons with the tackle.
Texas deciding not to take a timeout on defense.
See, 101 yards for Washington. Texas defense came in only allowing 1 100-yard rusher in a game this year. That was Ball at Florida.
I got to say, Joe, I thought Texas would take a timeout and try to save as much clock as possible for Manning to get the ball back, maybe at midfield if they can get a stop.
2 timeouts remaining, 3rd and 7. Can the defense get a stop here? Green, as he drives the ball, and it's incomplete. So the clock stops with 57 seconds to go. As Platt was the intended target, McDonald had coverage.
Yeah, but not taking that timeout, just bled a bunch of seconds off of that thing. And so, of course, now Arch Manning is going to get 2 timeouts in his back pocket, but I don't know if it was worth not burning one in that situation.
Devin Bale has to really flip the field and keep the ball away from Niblett. Heels at the 1-yard line. As they came after him again. And he does get it outside the numbers with 50 seconds to go until halftime. Monday Night Football has the Panthers at the 49ers. That's 8 o'clock Eastern on ESPN and the app. And coverage begins with NFL Live at 3 p.m. Eastern. And then the Monday Night Countdown crew is at 6 p.m. So a full day starting with NFL Live for Panthers and 49ers. And the Mannings will have things on ESPN2 with the Manning cast. And they are going to see where they mark this punt here, Jesse, as it sailed out of bounds.
Yeah, it looks like Texas is going to have the football at about, what, the 35-yard line?
It would just be a 21-yard punt by Bale if that's where they're going to say it went out of bounds. And with that, 2 timeouts and managing a short field.
Well, I think if you're Texas here, you got to make Arkansas pay for that. Again, 2 timeouts. But remember, Texas is going to get the football back first in the second half. How big would it be for them to score a touchdown here and then score another on their opening possession of the second half?
You see where the ball went out there. Manning back to pass. He wants a deep strike. And the coverage on DeAndre Moore from Jordan Young. And the crowd wanted DPI, but it's incomplete.
Well, nice job by Young. He's going stride for stride with Moore right here in the middle of the screen in the slot. A little bit of hand fighting. The referee lets it go. I think this is where Texas's biggest positional advantage in this game is. It's at receiver versus the DBs of Arkansas, and a big opportunity now in this 2-minute situation.
Saw Young grabbing his arm after that play. Wisner on the ground as he works his way inside the 30. Remember, 2 timeouts remaining for Texas.
Timeout, Texas. Second of the half. Well, the good news for Texas is they're already well in Mason Shipley's range for a field goal. They've got a kicker that has a bazooka for a leg. Mason Shipley hit a 60-yarder last year at Texas State, a Sun Belt Conference record. So easily within that range right now.
I want to get back into the conversation with Arch Manning as he's having a superb first half here. We sat with him yesterday. He talked about things slowing down for him. We hear that a lot with young players. How do you define that for a quarterback?
Simplifying things in your head. I think a young quarterback early in his career has just a laundry list, checklist of things you're always worried about. Am I calling the play right? Does the formation look right? What's the front? What's the coverage? What's my progression? Am I being blitzed? Where's my answer? But now in game 11, you start to eliminate some of the variables in your mind, and it just makes the thought process so much easier and allows you to play faster.
Off the timeout. Here Manning making the adjustments on 3rd and 3. 1 timeout remains for Texas. Wisner, as he was probing the middle of that defensive line, he's going to be short of the line to gain. Tackled by
he was short at least 2 yards.
So remember, 1 timeout and it's 4th down.
And that's big because he didn't pick up that first down. The game clock keeps rolling. If he had gotten it under 2 minutes to go in the half, that game clock would have stopped while they reset the chains. There's a big play for Texas.
Hear the crowd reacting as they're just going to let those final seconds tick down and utilize that timeout. And that is exactly what Coach Sark does. And they'll send out the place kicker, Mason Shipley.
It's amazing. This game was just an offensive showcase. Defense optional all through the first quarter, bleeding into the second, but it's become more of a defensive battle here in these last couple drives. And it's going to be really interesting to see the different adjustments that I think both of these coaching staffs make. Because these offenses now, they've got to find a way to get back on rhythm.
Well, you brought it up in terms of the offense that we've had here, and then all of a sudden a little bit of defense before half. But look at how even things have been offensively. Total plays, total yards, average per, and both teams with 11 first downs.
And again, it just goes back to Arkansas. If they don't give the ball away and they don't give games away, they're in with everybody they play. They're in the game with anyone in this conference, and that certainly held true here in the first half.
Mason Shipley a transfer from Texas State. Played 38 games there, was a Lou Groza semifinalist. Has a great backstory of having a gap year where he worked at FedEx.
They got it.
And he adds the 44-yard
20-24.
Land a spot in college football.
Halftime.
Have an excellent career, the senior, and now kicking here in Austin, and gives Texas a 24-20 lead.
Let's get the breakdown here, Joe. It's good ball rotation. Kind of gets the draw.
If you really want to know, he got under it just a little bit. That's why it started leaking to the right.
I wish my seminar.
We'll leave that for halftime. Katie.
Thanks, Tess. Coach, you got off to a really efficient start offensively. How would you assess that group so far?
Well, I think we're creating some explosive plays in the pass game. We're running it enough. We got to find a little more run game, and we got to make a couple more plays. We've had some opportunities for some other big plays we just haven't made.
Your defense put together a couple of stops. What do you need to continue to see from them next half?
Well, we got to win on first down.
That win probability is at 84.5 for Texas.
I think we started to do that.
It's a close game for 84.5.
Thank you.
Thank you.
They're coming off the largest loss of the Sarkisian era last week at Georgia. It was 25 points. Here they got 24 points up at the half. A 4-point lead for number 17 Texas. Our Capital One halftime report coming your way with Kevin and Booger. Gentlemen, take it away.
Yes, thank you so much. Capital One halftime report. Booger McFarland, Kevin Nagandi in studio, as Coach just talked about. The numbers, they're impressive in the first half here for Mark Manning. What's he doing?
It's been really cool to watch him get better. When he plays fast, meaning the ball is in his hands and he gets rid of it quick, Kevin, he plays well. He makes quick decisions. Arch struggles when he holds onto the football. So far, so good for Texas.
4-point game. Any concern here?
There's some concerns. Texas can't stop the run. 17 carries, 157 yards between Mike Washington and Taylor Green. Arkansas is running the football. Defense has been optional in this game until the second quarter.
Okay, Texas gets the ball to start the second half. Of course, we will talk about that game later on. Let's focus on the next opponent for the Longhorns, and that is the Aggies. And looking for their third 11-0 starting program history. Marcel Reed, 3 touchdowns, and then he was good to go.
You know, we get late in the season, we start talking about Heisman Trophy contenders. Kev, my dark horse, Marcel Reed.
Couldn't stack up the numbers. They had 3 touchdowns in the first quarter, and they said, hey, we need you for next week. And next week's showdown, Black Friday on ABC.
Think about this. He's got Texas, then the SEC championship games. Talk about 2 big-time games where he can make a statement.
Texas A&M clinching an appearance in the SEC title game with the win there next week. Ahead, the Miami-Notre Dame discussion will continue to be a playoff talking point. A first quarter for the Irish today that you have to see to believe.
Those eyes, that nose, your hair, your Nana's smile, Granddad's sense of humor, Dad's ear for music, and your mom's work ethic. We all inherit things from our families. But what many of us don't? The wealth needed to buy our first home. That's why in 2024,